Hello, and welcome to Camp Wildcat and Open House 2020. This year, we're obviously doing our open house in Camp Wildcat virtually due to COVID-19. So, we hope you take the time to watch this video from front to back for a few important changes and a chance to meet our counseling and admin team. Now, let's meet our counseling team.
Hey Wildcats, this is Miss Patel. I'm your school counselor if your last name is A through GLO. This is my second year as a school counselor, and on my free time I love hanging out with friends and family, and I love to eat. See y'all this year. Bye.
Hey Wildcats, this is Miss Strickland. I am the counselor for students with the last names beginning with G-O through O-N. A good way to remember that is Go On is my caseload. In my free time, I like to read and spend time by the pool, spend time with my family and friends. Can't wait to get started this year and see all your faces.
Hey Wildcats, Mr. Highland here. I'm the school counselor for last names O-R through Z, all three grade levels. I've been in education a long time. This is my 30th year. Personally, for fun, I like to go fishing, particularly bass fishing. I can't wait to see you guys. Hopefully we can get this year going and have a great year. Thanks.
And now, let's say hello to the administrative team at North Middle.
Hi Wildcats, my name is Mrs. Franklin. I am one of the assistant principals here, and I am over the alphabet O-R through Z, so the way I remember that is orzo pasta. This is my 27th year in education. Thrilled to be a part of the Wildcat family. In my spare time, I love to go camping, spend time at the beach, and spend time with my friends and family. Can't wait to see you guys in person. Have a great year.
Good morning, Wildcats. My name is Dawn Hudson. I'm one of the assistant principals here at North Forsyth Middle School. I am the administrator over students whose last name is A through G-L-O. So you can remember that from just saying A through GLOW. I am starting my 21st year in education, and this is my 5th year as an assistant principal here at North Forsyth Middle School. In my free time, I love to lounge by the pool, most of the time reading an interior design article. I also like to hang out with my family and my friends and spend time at the beach. We are looking so forward to seeing you soon, and we cannot wait to get this school year started.
Hey Wildcats, my name is Mr. McDearman. I'm the administrator in charge of alphabets G-O through O-N. I'm new to North Forsyth Middle School this year. I'm looking forward to meeting you guys all soon once we get back into the building. In my spare time, I love to do anything outdoors with my family. Looking forward to see you guys soon.
Hello Wildcat families, my name is Todd McClellan. I'm the very proud principal at North Forsyth Middle School. A little bit about myself. This is my 23rd year as an educator. The last 5 years I've been the principal at North Forsyth Middle School. I'm originally from Colorado, and at being such, I really like the outdoor life. I like to run, I like to camp, I like to fish, I like to hike. Pretty much anything outside, I'm good to go. I'm excited for this school year. I know it's going to be an interesting one, and we're so happy our Wildcats are coming back into the building. And now, let's hear a few words of advice from Mr. Highland on the middle school child and helping them problem solve their way through some of the issues they might run into.
Hey Wildcats and Wildcat parents, Mr. Highland here. Just a couple things I wanted to tell you guys about or remind you about with middle school and some things to consider. First of all, one of the big things that we really encourage parents to do is start to transfer some of that responsibility and ownership of problem solving and taking care of things to your student. Middle school is a great time as they become young adults to start figuring out how to solve these problems, and start to gain some confidence in how they can handle things. Obviously, if they've tried a few things and it hasn't worked, definitely intervene, reach out to the school and get us involved so we can help. But really, the more you can kind of coach and teach your kid to do it, the better it is for them in the long run. And finally, if something does get to the point to where you feel like you need to reach out to the school, the student hasn't been successful, figuring out the problem, typically start with the teacher. They tend to be more dialed into what's going on, sort of depending upon the issue, but maybe start with the teacher, and then obviously if you need counselors, administrators, reach out to us. Another thing to tell you guys about with middle school, if your student comes home and tells you something that's concerning, the first thing is remain calm. If you get upset as a parent, it very rarely helps the situation or helps your student. So remain calm. Try to get, more details to the story. Ask some questions. Maybe ask your student what led up to the event. what was their role in whatever happened. Maybe ask what would the other person, say about what happened. Those are the kind of questions we tend to ask kids when we hear about something that went on. But the main thing is be calm, get some questions. Please understand there is always another side to the story, and that's what we really need to get to kind of figure out how to handle the situation. So once again, coach your kids. Try to encourage them on handling the situation. And once again, if they have trouble, they can't do it, they've made some efforts and it hasn't worked, then definitely reach out to us, and we'll do what we can to rectify the situation. Thanks. All right, Wildcats and Wildcat parents. I feel like this is a biggie here. Please, in any way you can, discourage your student in middle school from having relationships. We want them to meet new people, to learn to speak with other people and be very social. We definitely encourage that. That's an important part of middle school. But we really do not encourage them to get involved in relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, that type of thing. They just aren't mature enough to handle it. Even when it's going well, it tends to be a major distraction, and it takes them away from doing what they should be doing with their schoolwork, making friends, getting along with people, solving problems. So we really want to discourage that. They have their whole life for relationships. Right now is the time to focus on some other things and learn to, interact and socialize, but not take it to that level. It just doesn't go well. And then, of course, there's always the inevitable breakup, and things really go south. And think about it, guys. Half of adults don't do very well with relationships. We certainly don't want to encourage our 11, 12, 13-year-olds to get involved with relationships. So please talk to your students about that. Coach them up on it. We'll do it as well. But man, just be friends with people, be social, but I would stop short of the relationship title. All right, thanks, guys.
Please continue watching for a few important changes at North Forsyth Middle School that you will definitely want to be aware of. Hello families, I want to talk to you again about a few things that might be different this year because of our COVID-19 situation. First off, and this is a big one, that normally North Middle has allowed students into the cafeteria starting at 7:45 each morning. This year, in order to reduce our numbers, we're cutting that time back till 8:10. So this year, students will not be allowed to enter the building as a car rider until 8:10 each morning. Another change at North Middle this year will be the block schedule. Students will only go to 4 classes per day, but those classes will be about 90 minutes long. We will have red days, which will be odd periods, and we'll have blue days, which will be even periods. And on most Fridays and some other days, we will have purple days, which will be a 1st through 7th period day, much like the schedule last year. The purpose of this is to reduce the amount of transitions in the hallways in order to keep our kids safer this school year. There will also be some changes in lunch this year. First and most important, students will be eating lunch in the classroom. That also includes students who are purchasing their lunch. Those students will go to the cafeteria, purchase their lunch, and they will head back to their classroom to eat. As much as possible, we will be getting students outside during this time, weather permitting. The second change is we will no longer have microwaves available for student use. Microwaves are a place where students cluster, and as you all know, we need to do our best to physically distance. Finally, students and families, we have our water fountains shut off this year. We do, however, have some bottle fillers on order. They should be here shortly, although I can't promise they will get here by the time school starts. Those are touchless bottle filters, 2 of those, and one of them is a bottle filler in the cafeteria where you have to pull down a handle, but it will fill a bottle. This year, due to COVID-19, we are going to have to limit the number of visitors at North Middle. In fact, only those visitors deemed essential will be allowed into our building. And if you do enter our building, please know that you will be required to wear a mask and you will have to have your temperature checked upon arrival. You are still allowed to drop things off to students, but please know that we have a new entrance to our school. Similar to the elementary schools, we now have a double buzz-in system. The doors that you used to enter to the front office are not the doors you will enter anymore. You'll enter the doors that students normally enter, and you will go there, and Miss Howard, our fabulous receptionist, will be talking to you from behind a glass partition. Finally, please know that we are encouraging students to bring their own technology to school this year, and by technology I mean Chromebooks and iPads. We will still have technology for kids if they want them, but they will not be assigned a Chromebook to themselves individually. Instead, they will be sharing them with other students throughout the day. That's a brief rundown of some major changes this year at North Middle due to COVID-19. If you're a parent of a rising 6th grader, I suggest you stick around and watch a few things that are specific to 6th grade parents. Otherwise, thanks for joining us, and we hope to see our Wildcats back soon in the building. If you've made it this far in the video, chances are you have a rising 6th grader at North Middle. Parents, brace yourself. You're in for a little bit of a challenge, but you're also in for many positive things as your young men and women will grow into just that. You will start to see them become part of the adults that they will eventually end up being. A couple of things that I've learned over the years from parents. One is the middle school day is a lot different than the elementary school day. First of all, the 9 a.m. start throws a lot of family for some loops, but more so, the 4:15 end of the school day makes for a long day, especially when students have activities that they have to be to at the end of the day. They jump in the car, you take them home, you feed them, you get them packed up, you get them off to the activity, and next thing you know, it's 8 o'clock at night, and there still might be some homework to do each and every night. So make sure to plan for that as a new middle school parent. And as always, if you have any questions, find those veteran middle school parents in your neighborhood or your friend group and talk to them. Another big change from elementary school is the fact that students are now dealing with 7 teachers. In elementary school, you might have had 1 or 2 teachers that you primarily contacted if you had any questions or concerns. In middle school, we recommend you go directly to the teacher who's closest to the situation, not the homeroom teacher. For example, if you have a question about social studies, please call or email the social studies teacher directly. Also, you will have connections teachers that rotate every 9 weeks. So every 9 weeks, kids will get 2 new teachers. The last major change that we should talk about today, the physical changes your child will go through. Parents, take a picture of your 6th grader on the very first day. At the end of their 8th grade year, go back and look at that picture. You're not going to believe how your young man or young woman has changed. It's pretty amazing, okay? Also, think about the emotional and the social changes and the cognitive changes that they've gone through. They've gone from being elementary school kids to being almost high school kids in just a few short years. Take a picture. You'll thank me later. Well, you made it this far. We're glad you stayed with us, and I hope you learned something about North Forsyth Middle School and your middle school child. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. It shows a great investment in your child's education. Trust me, when your kids want you around the least, that's when they need you the most. That kind of sums up middle school right there. So, we hope that your year is fabulous. We're going to do everything we can to keep our kids safe. And this is Mr. McClellan. It's been nice to meet you.